united around Omega, and they are stomping away on AJ Styles.
You can't be surprised. You at home, you better not be surprised. You had this coming, AJ. We gave you the big matches. We gave you the big pay-per-views. We made you a star. We paid you like a star. While I struggled, while I starved, forcing myself to be a junior. Everybody called you a leader. Everybody called you the boss. Well, AJ, if you were the boss, I'm just gonna say it. You have now been fired. Whoa. This is your severance package, AJ. And from here on in, you guys know it. I am not a junior. I will not challenge Kushida. Shinsuke Nakamura. I'm coming for you, and I'm coming for your title, because the Bullet Club, we rule the world. The elite, we rule the world, because Bullet Club is for life, except for AJ Styles. Goodbye and good night.
Wow, Kenny Omega declaring his intention to move up into the heavyweight division and challenge for the IWGP Intercontinental.
Attack skills and vocabulary too. Cover hits in the disc edition is all brand new. You're through. I'm interplanetary like Doctor Who. So who?
Fuck your beef, no relief. I step on stage, girls scream like I'm Keith.
Raindrops, drop tops, smoking on cookie in the hot box, fucking on your bitch cause she's a dot, cooking up dope in the crock pot. You came from nothing to something, nigga. Don't trust nobody, grip trigger. Call up the gang, they come up and get you. Cry me a river, give you a tissue. My bitch bad and bougie. For the great philosopher Offset of the Migos. We bring you Retail Pro Wrestling. Keith and Keisha in the building again. Keisha, say hi to the people.
You really just call him a great philosopher?
I'm going to break down some things that, Keisha, I can't even fully understand. And I got the lyrics in front of me to make sure I am not screwing this up. Okay. You are cooking up dope in a crock pot. Now, Keisha.
Is that really in the lyrics though? Like, oh my God. I love that song to death and I can't believe that.
Yeah, it's all here. These are the lyrics from Google Play Music.
Who cooks up crack in a crock pot? Like,
well, see, that was the first part, Keisha. Like, I'm not purporting to be any expert on how you cook up the crack, right? But I have never seen a crock pot used. Crock pots are specialized for slow cooking. I mean, is there a special crack recipe where it's better when it's slow cooked? I mean, I'm not, once again, not really an expert on cooking, using, or distribution. Federal government, I don't really know. So I'm asking for like research purposes. I mean, because I'm never going to find out for real. You know what I mean? Because I'm not about to apply any theories. Like, it's one thing. Hey, when it come to crack, I will take your word for it.
all right, okay,
okay.
I don't know shit about it, and if you say that happens, okay. But
well, another line.
I'm with you.
He says they're cooking up dope with an Uzi. Okay, how do you cook up dope with the gun? That is now like where I'm stuck. I'm like, so do you I've learned from 3 weeks into the presidency of 45
Yeah.
that the words don't always matter, right? Like, and don't get me wrong, I am very much into the words, right?
Right.
I love words. I'm a writer, right? So for me, words have a certain value. So when you don't use the correct ones in the correct spots, it confuses me. But you know, it's a bit crazy. Oh, on a happier note, Ringtime Pro Wrestling is happy to announce we have been added to iHeartRadio.
Yay!
We are officially a part of iHeartRadio after like a year and a half of trying to be on iHeartRadio. Anybody who know me and know about the process that I have tried in the ever-expanding universe of Ringtime Pro Wrestling. Stitcher, no problem. TuneIn Radio, no problem. iTunes, no problem. Of course, Spreaker, because we broadcast from here. I have changed the feeds from several sources to get, when I've moved around this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
YouTube, no problem. We go down the list. But finally, iHeartRadio has decided to let us in. How long will we stay? I don't know. Because they may have not realized that Keith Holt is crazy as shit.
Right.
Boy ain't got it all. I say when I was a kid, that boy ain't right. So that's fine. That Keisha Holt, maybe not that much better.
No, really, probably ain't.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be honest. I'm not gonna sit here and put on this facade like, maybe I'm. Nope. I'm probably not.
But
I'm probably not.
But for now, we will celebrate. We are iHeartRadio.
I think that's this is the perfect time for a grand celebration.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. When I seen it, I was excited. I was like, yes, Lord. Because, who wouldn't want to say that on iHeartRadio? iHeartRadio, man. Come on now.
Yeah. So, just another way for you to stream this wonderful content called Ringtime Pro Wrestling.
That's right.
If you already got the app on your phone, you ain't got to add nothing. You ain't got to do nothing. This saves you from not having all the downloads. But if you do download, that's fine. I would implore you to subscribe in all these avenues. However you listen to us, subscribe. Find out when the newest joint coming out. We usually do this once a week. We have been promising you for years we were going to do more, and we just be tired. Sometimes, just from behind the scenes, you barely get this one.
Right.
But the work has to amp up. Hell, Busted Open doing 5 days a week, Keish. 5 days a week over on Sirius XM. I said, good for them. I don't know if there's... But then when I thought about it, shit, there is 5 days a week worth of wrestling to talk about. Right?
Of course.
Look,
yes.
If you do Monday, it's just coming off whatever happened on the weekend. And
right.
I can make that all indies and other stuff, right?
Right.
Tuesday, Raw recap. Wednesday, Smackdown 205 Live recap. Thursday, NXT recap. Friday, recap of TNA. Also Friday, pay-per-view preview.
Right.
Bam.
Can't forget that.
And that's going to be at least twice a month with WWE. Then if ROH do something, if New Japan do something, you can mix it all in. I'm like, shit, yes, you have 5 days worth of content. And that's just like really going an overview of what's popping. Exactly. That's not even like if you got some specific stories, you got a bunch of interviews lined up. Guys love, and the girls, they love to go up to Sirius XM to the studio. You know what I mean? So they already be up there. You can bring in whoever, talk about whatever. So, I mean, 5 days a week. Congratulations, brothers.
Right.
I shout out Bust Up because they're one of the shows that inspired this show. I discovered it when I first got my satellite radio back in, I want to say 2008. Hooked it up on a rating night before WrestleMania. Bought it in a Target parking lot off Craigslist. I tell you my life. I ain't ashamed of my life story. And then I had that, man, and that satellite radio pretty much changed my life. Because I started listening to Busted Open because it was coming on right then. Then I found the Score and listened to live audio wrestling. Then the Score had a preview for this morning show that was about to start called The Morning Jones, Keish. My God. The Morning Jones with Bomani Jones. And then that dude on the radio was the precipice to a lot of this. So Bo was on. Bo had a guy named Rod that called in every day who happened to have a podcast called The Black Guy Who Tips. And I heard a podcast before, but I really hadn't got into them. Bam, Keisha, I started loving podcasts. Started listening to different podcasts around that network, and then found out they had wrestling podcasts. Started listening to wrestling podcasts. You know what happened to wrestling podcasts, Keish? I felt like I had something to say. I did. I felt like I had one. I would hear guys say a lot of things that I would already say. So it's kind of like how when I watch sports. When I would watch football and I'd be around people and I would say something and then the commentator would say it, they'd be like, "Oh, snap. He just said what you said."
All right.
Because I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Especially with football. Especially with football. You get the test, Keisha. I put how many years of that in my life in that sport? How many levels? And you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I was a contender. So I'm able to talk it. Wrestling, I felt like there was something to offer, and I was like, who? Plus, I didn't feel like I heard a voice like me. Now we have that in the multitudes. Shout out to the Wrestlecast. You know what I mean? Giving some color to this thing.
Of course.
Because I'm gonna tell you, largely, I mean, there's a few black wrestling podcasts, but largely, I want you to go into like the wrestling podcast list and start listening to all the shows. You're gonna see some consistent themes. You know what I mean? So I don't even know where I'm going with all of this, but it's just I think I'm just having a moment. I don't know if it's the coffee. I don't know if because it's late already. You know what I mean? We heading into this Valentine's Day week. You better start shopping for your loved ones, people, because this stuff gonna be gone. Don't wait. Don't wait till Monday. Don't wait till Monday. Now.
Here we go. There's somebody out there being extra salty. Like, let's fuck that motherfucker.
Yeah. Hey, man. I'm just trying to help you get your game up, man. Don't wait till Monday. And
somebody pissed off. Hey, please, don't be that lame person starting argument. So you ain't got something.
Lame? Shit. Jeez. You're supposed to break up by now. Look. Oh, boy. You were supposed to break up a while back. But see, here's the problem. You know what? Valentine's Day is towards the tail end of cuffing season, right? Like, this is prime. But it's late round cuffing season, too. So, people locked in right now. Because, I mean, especially to my people in the cold weather states. Hey, man, you got to be locked in. You can't be running around the different chicks' house in the snow. You got to have one place to go. One place only.
If you in the north, your cuffing season ain't over. So probably about a good April, May, maybe. And then, if you in the south though, yeah, that varies because we get 70-degree weather in February. Hell, we had 70-degree weather in December, so I don't know what the hell, but I digress.
Hell, I think it's gonna be 70 tomorrow or Sunday. But
exactly. So, but all I'm saying is, you're right. It's getting towards the end of that. You know, we're starting to hint to that phase where, you know, people starting to get angry for no reason and starting to just be pissed off for little shit, you know. For some, yeah, they should have ended it a month ago so that you wouldn't be too suspicious. I'm going to let some of y'all know it's a little too late. But hey, I've heard stories where they did that shit the day before. Look. It was February 13th, and they said, "Fuck this shit, I'm out." And I'm like, seriously, dude.
I'm just saying, like, plan ahead. Start getting your stuff. Don't be stuck out there trying to buy roses and them baskets from the dude on the corner. Them prices be outrageous, bro. But they know you desperate. They know you trying to make it crack.
I'm gonna let y'all in on a little secret, fellas. A lot of us women are very simple. We don't care where it came from. I'm just saying. Now, there is some. Now, I'm not going to say that's everything.
I'll say, don't let Keisha get you kicked out your crib.
No.
In 2 days.
You need to know your woman. That's all I'm going to say.
I will say this, though.
You need to know your woman.
The dollar store Dollar Store got a lot of good decorations, but you got to get the gift from somewhere real. Just let you know. But the Dollar Store, look, man, if you got to get a bag, go to the Dollar Store. Don't be sitting there paying $8 at their Walmart for a gift bag. Get there. You better take your ass to the Dollar Store. It's the same gift bag.
Yeah, I would need y'all to be spending like $20 on a gift bag because it came from like Tiffany's or something.
Quiet as kept.
Like, yo, that's so not necessary.
Quiet as kept. Cards, Keish, I don't even pay full $1 for the card no more. Dollar Store got a rack where it's 2 for $1 on the cards. It don't have all the writing on it all the time, but shit, you can dress that bad boy up.
I'm gonna tell you. Now, I'm definitely gonna tell you something that will piss me off. So I'm gonna put it out there. Don't go get no fucking bag from some store that the gift didn't come from. Okay. Now, what I mean is, don't come walking in there with a fucking like Victoria's Secret bag and you got Walmart lingerie and that shit. Like, don't do that. That is rude and disrespectful. Like, don't even. Like, what the fuck? Don't go get some damn Tiffany bag and you got fucking Walmart jewelry and that shit. Like, that's just not okay. That's so disrespectful. Well, I thought the bag looked nice. No, motherfucker, that's confusing. That's confusing and it's rude. I'm gonna need you not to do that. Please and thank you. I have heard stories, Keith. I've heard stories. Okay? Like, just because you got the bag laying around, don't mean you need to just throw anything in. I didn't feel like going to get no gift bag. So, I'll put it in here. But, no. Go to the damn Dollar Store. Go get a gift bag.
Yeah. So,
like, go get one of them nice pink or red or, the ones with the goddamn hearts all over it. Go get one of that shit. Just put what you need in there. If anything, just hide it somewhere and then just give it to it like just don't dress it up. Do something, but don't do that. Nah, that's just started. Man, I'm done. I'm so done with folks. I swear. Nah, my boyfriend know better. That's all I'm saying. I ain't got time for it. So, and a lot of us still appreciate teddy bears. I know I do. Because I have mine from last year. He's still on my bed. So, don't ever think teddy bear, flowers, or candy is too cliche. But you better know your woman. Because I'm telling you, some of y'all going to get slapped on the 14th. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. This kind of... I'm listening to you and I'm reading a tweet by Maxwell and... Hey, bro. Some people shouldn't think. They should just stop trying to be deep on Twitter, people. If that ain't your lane, leave that shit alone.
Wait a minute.
Leave that shit alone.
Did you just say just trying to be deep? Oh, God.
Just leave that shit alone. It ain't gonna go good. Leave it alone. Not in 2017. People sensitive. It ain't gonna go well. Your ass ain't prepared for this. But hey, we're going to get to this wrestling because we got a nice, fun week of WWE to go over. And
that was, I had to say, the wrestling was the highlight of my week this week. It was.
Yeah.
Boy.
Okay. Now, I was going to leave it alone, Keish. But you kind of tapping into it.
Yeah, I'm tapping into everything these days, I'm telling you.
Okay.
Well,
also, slick Valentine advice, fellas. If you do happen to cause that argument, just know all that Valentine shit is 50% off the next day.
Stupid. Shut up. You think females don't know that? Honey, females live for Valentine's Day. Let me tell y'all something.
Start patching up on the 16th. Go in there, you just save yourself 75% off.
Look, I'm going to tell y'all. Keith, I know you know this. Any smart person knows this. But for all y'all out there that don't know this, if you wait till the next day, it's cut in half. This goes for Valentine's Day. This goes for Halloween because they candy. I'm telling you. Well, females wait for that candy. You know how many folks I know that be posting on Facebook and like Twitter and everything else talking about that 50% candy? That I'm just saying.
I have to ban myself from the store those next days. Like on the 15th and stuff like that. After every holiday, that next day or a couple of days after that, because they usually have an overstock that lasts a couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's rough not going to the store, Keish, but I can't go because if I go, I'm coming home with like 3 bags of candy.
For no reason.
Yeah, it's a reason. It's called I'm damn near 300 pounds. Like there's a reason. I know why. Fat makes you do crazy things.
Yeah, and that's why I try to avoid stores at all possible. I try to give it like a good week. Like I'm like, nah, I ain't going to the RI tomorrow because I know they still got all that shit out there. And you know, you roll up in Walmart, boy, they be having carts. I mean, like carts on top of carts on top of carts of that stuff. And then all of it just be all 50% off. You be sitting there looking like I'm not even about to go near that cart. But I know they got bags of stuff that I like. I'm not dealing.
Them Hershey Kisses about to be 50% off. Okay. Wrestling.
Yeah.
Raw kicked off this week, Keith. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some things too. I'm gonna be all over the place, kind of. So don't let the notes confuse you. I sometimes keep going off the rails.
I'm gonna roll with it.
I want to say R.I.P. to Mike Ilitch. Before we get this shit rolling, Mike Ilitch was the owner of the Detroit Red Wings, the Detroit Tigers. He is the founder of Little Caesars Pizza. He passed away today at 87. Huge fan of his work. Billionaire, philanthropist, and just a good guy around the Detroit area. I grew up on, Tigers baseball, and the Red Wings is one of my favorite sports franchises. Growing up as a Detroit sports fan, and the Lions constantly losing. And, the Pistons was good when I was a kid, but then, they would fall off or whatever. Consistently, man, you can always count on the Red Wings, though, bro. Always. They may not win it all, but damn, they was going to be fighting. I kind of hurts that they struggle now, but seeing, Mike Ilitch pass away, man, kind of. I wish he had been able to get another World Series for the Tigers in my lifetime, but he brought them back because they were struggling. He brought them back. He had where they competing again for titles and going to the playoffs. So
which is always awesome.
Yeah, but yeah, he made his bread on Little Caesars. That's how he got his money. And way before they was doing $5 pizzas, which that's what a lot of y'all make known for today.
Them high ratings, boy, I'm telling you.
When they was in all the Kmart's, had that Kmart food court cracking, boy. I'm telling you. Oh man, Little Caesars at Kmart used to be so good. I mean, this is some old school stuff. I used to work at Office Max. I used to walk down to the Kmart on my lunch break, and I was gonna get me a slice of that Little Caesars and get me a Coke. That was a good $3 lunch for me every day, and kept it moving.
Right.
But yeah, okay. So yeah, that just had to get that off. But Raw, it opened up with Samoa Joe signed his contract. Mick Foley kind of pissed he was there. Stephanie insulted Mick Foley, and all that shit was kind of over the top. Like, I didn't like them, but I like Joe. Right.
Right.
I heard Jim Cornette talk about this, and he was probably the most dead on her. He was the only one in that ring that was believable. Like Joe,
exactly.
Joe was very believable. He told his spiel. Look, man, it's been 18 years. I've been trying to get here. And if you want, here's the thing about wrestling, man. If you want to know how long of a journey people had, I want you to YouTube Samoa Joe. And I want you to YouTube, and it's going to be kind of harder now because he spent a year in NXT and da. So YouTube and Samoa Joe in it. I mean WWE. No, WWF, because it wasn't even WWE at the time. You will see like some matches from like Shotgun Saturday or Velocity. Sunday Night Heat matches, which Robert Roode was a job guy they used to call. AJ Styles was a guy who they had under contract because they bought the WCW contracts, and he was one of the last WCW guys.
Right.
But they didn't keep him. These dudes been working since then. 2000. They had trial matches in 1999. You know what I mean?
Right.
2001 they had trial matches. Like, they've been grinding. Joe been all over the world. Joe kicked ass in ROH. Joe was a monster in TNA. 2006 Samoa Joe versus Kurt Angle. Put that in your YouTube searches, Keish. Just sit back and watch the magic.
I think I've seen that match before.
Those two dudes.
I've seen a match. I've seen a match with them two before, and it was greatness.
All right.
It was
also
some of the best thing I've ever some of the best stuff that I've ever seen.
Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels, X Division title. Put that in your search. Also, some of the most incredible wrestling you'll ever see. So, it would be understated if Ring Time did not have Samoa Joe. Cause, bruh, we've always liked Joe. And then came down to the ring, everybody's least favorite Samoan, Roman Reigns.
Right.
Who, coincidentally, real life name is Joe.
Right.
I just thought I'd throw it out there. Jesus, Joe Anoy. So they face off and they say, hey man, Mick decides to set a match. Raw main event, Samoa Joe versus Roman Reigns. One thing I liked about Joe, in that instance, he got Reigns' face and he didn't back down, he didn't flinch, he wasn't scared, he wasn't trying, none of that. I love that. Because Joe's going to be a monster heel, right? When he said, I will choke your heroes, I said, my dude.
Right.
I will choke out your heroes. Do you know what that's like if you a kid to hear that? Did he just
I'm telling you, somebody was crying in that audience.
Oh,
somebody was out there in that audience.
Yeah.
They was out there. That could hurt somebody's. That could hurt a kid's feelings. Like, I mean, wholeheartedly. Like, if they had a dream, well, it could probably died at that moment. It's like, no, don't do it. Shh. Be like, my bad, little Jimmy. I mean, we didn't mean to do all that, but yeah, I was right behind Samoa Joe at that moment. You know. I really, in all honesty, I could have did without the contract signing because this is starting to get on my nerves. Like,
well, you know, he was on Raw.
everything.
They could have just said we called him up from NXT in the discussion.
Right. That could have been it. They definitely could have did this without the Stephanie and Mick back and forth. Because Stephanie irks the shit out of me, and I just thought it was just ridiculous. Especially because of the simple fact that she still, the whole heel thing that she does is annoying. It's highly annoying and very disrespectful. Because I'm sitting here like, she completely just like destroys Mick, like in ways that you should never do when we're talking about someone that you hired. You know, it's like, why? You know, I seriously just wait every week for her to just tell me he's fired, because it's like, you're itching towards that point, and you might as well just do it. You know, it's like, come on, man. I know it might not happen. Of course, no one wants to see that happen, but it's like, that's the vibe I get from that whole retardedness. So it's like, just stop it. Just quit doing it. You know, you ruin a good segment when you do that. Like, it's like, come on, man. Just quit already.
Yeah.
I seriously can't deal with her.
Okay.
Like, I just can't. I can't. So, yeah. I love Samoa Joe. I always have. And I definitely, I actually am excited as shit to see him on Raw. Like, I'm like, yes, thank you, you know? But we'll talk. Of course, we're going to talk about the main event when we get to that. But
no doubt. But yeah, I like how they did it. They didn't have no unnecessary altercation. They just let it roll to the match later on. Nia Jax defeats Bayley after Charlotte distracts Bayley. That being said, Bayley still gonna get that title shot at Fastlane. Braun Strowman destroys 4 jobbers, and I don't really get anything out of that, Keish.
Nope.
And I don't think Braun got anything. Like, the dudes didn't look like they were remotely competitive. And
no, they didn't.
But Braun was angry. He got him a match with Roman Reigns set for Fastlane, which they both have some issues. So they get to work those out. Goldberg showed up on Raw during the Kevin Owens Jericho interview segment. Also, 2 dudes, man, entertaining as shit, man. They got this dial packed.
They do.
I've always been a fan of Jericho and Owens separately, but together, I like it. I like the best friend angle. I already see where it's gonna fall apart, and we're hoping for it. But I like it while they rocking it. Jericho is killing her with the list.
Right.
He put Tom Brady on the list because people calling him the GOAT.
That was awesome.
And, you know, if you watch Jericho, you see he have GOAT on his trunks.
Right.
Jericho said he might be the greatest of all time, which I would disagree with, but I would say he has small arguments. Very, very small arguments. Like, yeah. But either way, Goldberg comes out to an interview segment and confront those guys. They get mixed up into Goldberg saying, hey, why don't you defend that Universal title? Because Goldberg came back for a title run. Please believe. Goldberg feel like he should be champ. So he's going after it. He's going to wrestle Kevin Owens at Fastlane after Jericho agreed to the match. That I think is going to set up, you know, Brock and Goldberg for the belt at Mania. So it'll go part-timer to part-timer. But it'll happen. Jericho defeated Sami Zayn in the U.S. title match with an Owens assist. Gallows and Anderson remain tag team champions, so successfully defended their belts against Sheamus and Cesaro, which there was an issue because there was a DQ because Enzo and Cass got involved.
Right.
And hey, Enzo and Cass, maybe they're finally getting into the tag team title picture. About time.
Hopefully so. That would make perfect sense.
Right.
But some people don't like to make sense. So.
Okay.
Boo. Let them get the title.
Right.
I wonder if they're ever going to split them two up. I hope not. I mean,
here's the thing.
It might happen.
Evolution says it has to happen. I don't know when. I mean, it's a while. We're looking a while down the road. But
right.
Cass is the main event. Enzo is just a mouth of the South.
But I see him as a good cruiserweight. Like, I think Enzo will be perfect in the cruiserweight division.
Right.
Like, I don't know how much he weighs, but, I'm pretty sure he is somewhere in that weight range. So, yeah, like, that's why I see them fitting in that individually.
Right.
But together, man, they have to let them at least try to, go ahead and represent Raw as tag team champions one time. I think it'll be awesome.
Yeah, but like I said, eventually you're gonna have to split them up. I think Enzo would be really great on 205 Live.
Yeah,
like, he's a tighty rooter. You know what I mean? Like
right.
he's a little squirt. But I think he has a future beyond just being a manager, because I think that's like down the line. But be a manager that can get in and get some bumps. But Cass is another whole thing altogether. I think they've been grooming him for a while to kind of get towards that main event. I mean, he's big, he's solid, but he's fast. He got a nice moveset to him. I think we're kind of obsessed with the Land of the Giant still, but not a lot.
Which is understandable. Yeah. I guess it'll happen in due time. Like when it's ready to happen, it'll happen. But I know right now that's just not the case. So
right. Well,
I like them both together anyway.
Right. Going through Raw, Samoa Joe defeats Roman Reigns on Raw. He got some help from Braun Strowman, which he really don't get a lot of help from Braun. Braun just kind of shows up, and Roman gets distracted for a second.
Right.
But these two had a really good match also. Like,
they did.
Joe brought it to him. I thought Joe was looking very crisp. I thought Roman had a nice comeback to him, but you knew like he was watching, like just like, oh man, he ain't got that much of a chance.
Right.
So.
But it was an awesome match. Until it's funny because I thought it was until Braun came down there and got involved. I mean, even though he really didn't do too much, nothing, it was like, still, come on, man. Like, I just wanted to see them wrestle by themselves, I really wanted to see how this was going to go with just them two being out there.
Yeah.
But, beggars can't be choosers. It is what it is. So.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great philosophy. It is what it is.
That's all you can really say about that. It happened, so.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I am with you. I completely agree. And what I will say to that match, though, hey, Keish, how bad do fans hate Roman Reigns?
Oh, they can't stand him.
I mean, I know they hate him, but yo, thank you, Strowman, after he beats him up.
Yeah. Like, they can't stand him. They can't stand him. And it's crazy because he comes out there every week as if he's like the savior of all saviors. And people are like, boo, you suck. Like, fuck you. Get out my face. Bye. You know, like, they cannot stand him.
No.
It's crazy because for the person that's not watching every day or every week or don't watch it much, they would think that he's a heel. They would seriously believe that he is a heel, and like that's why he's hated so much. It's like, what did he do to be hated that much? Nothing.
Well, here's the thing. He got set in a bad spot. A very, very bad spot. Like, the world wanted Daniel Bryan at a time, and Daniel was coming back. And what ended up happening was they went with the Roman Reigns push. When everybody wanted, like, yo, Daniel coming back. That's supposed to be his spot. And they had to make some corrections. And here's the thing. They don't like making fucking corrections.
Right.
One thing I've learned from watching them over time is that they are not fans of correcting nothing. They want you to watch their stuff as is. Like, you will take this Roman Reigns and you will like this Roman Reigns.
Exactly.
So, I mean, that's where that is, man. But they, on the other hand, have decided that, like, they're going to draw the line in the sand on this one.
Right.
Try to figure out who they are. But yeah, they have definitely decided, like, yo, you will enjoy this Roman Reigns. Like, that's that. They might as well just have somebody there that just let you know it's coming. But like you said, he had enough time to go here. I mean, shit, he's barely almost there anyway. It just, you know, like I said, it is what it is. I'm trying to look at the docket here. We'll come back on the end of the break, and we'll do the news, birthdays, all that fun stuff. We'll go over SmackDown, and then we'll give you the preview of Elimination Chamber, because that is what you are here for. And I love pay-per-view previews. We will give some recap of Satan's structure and why this probably is the most dangerous match to me in the history of all wrestling. Just on pure conception and construction. Okay. But, you know, because, of course, like a barbed wire match is fucking stupid. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, everybody try to not hold on to, you know what I mean? Like, look, you go crack a few eggs. But anyway, that was me. We're going to hit the break. We'll be back, and we will, like I said, preview Elimination Chamber. Catch you on the flip side. Oh,
First thing I want to say is, you guys have been too busy. I haven't seen you in Beverly Hills. You gotta come back out now and then.
Jess. Anyway, Flair, you made it all possible that day you strolled out of the comfort zone of that nursing home. You could have sat back and watched the Horseman legacy live in infamy, but no! You let the Alzheimer's get the best of you, and now, courtesy of Barry Windham and the team of the 90s, we, right here on this program, next week, are going to debunk the Horseman myth once and for all. Get ready for lights, camera, traction.
What do you mean?
You know, Shivani, a lot of people seem to think that the Hollywood Blondes are just a couple of loudmouth punks. So what I have to say tonight comes straight from the heart. Arn Anderson, you're a fat pig. You totally disgust me. Ric Flair, you're a withered up old man, and your glory days are long gone. What's the other guy's name? Roma. You're a complete idiot, because no one in their right mind would put themselves in the position that you have. But don't get me wrong, Shivani, I do respect what ability they do have. But let's face it, when push comes to shove, a fat man, an old man, and an idiot don't stand a chance against the Hollywood Bloods. And at that, I have no further comment. Your brush with greatness is over. See you, Jess.
Next week, a six-man tag.
Cody, you gotta love him, don't you?
Flair, Roma, and Arn Anderson against the Hollywood Blondes and Barry Windham. It'll be our main event next week, and we are out of time.
We are back on the flip side of the break. That was a classic promo from the Hollywood Blondes, being mean as hell to the Four Horsemen. Mind you, Four Horsemen was a shell of themselves at that point, but you know, they're still trying to hold it up. It was pretty much just Flair and Arn. I don't even think they had two other horsemen at that time. Flair had just came back to the WWF. I'm sorry, to WCW from the WWF. So, you know, we keep up with some of the old school. I turned on the WWE Network the other day and just got lost for a minute. I was watching Wrestle War and just, boy. But for Wrestle War 90, was it Wrestle War 92 or was it Super Brawl 92? It might have been Super Brawl 92. Steamboat Rick Rude, Keish, that match is almost flawless. Like, these was two dudes with their A game going at it, and it was just the timing and the moves, everything, the logic made sense. Just something for you guys to go back to when you watch the network. Let me roll down these birthdays because we are here on February 11th. So that meant yesterday, Victoria, aka Tara, celebrated a birthday. Today on the 11th, that would be Hernandez's birthday. Supermex himself celebrates a birthday. Supermex is 44. Shit. Wow. Okay. Tommy Dreamer will be celebrating a birthday on Monday. I'm sorry. Tommy Dreamer is going to turn 46 on Monday. And on Tuesday, Valentine's Day, the late Nelson Frazier, a.k.a. Viscera, a.k.a. Mabel, would have been 45. And also, on February 14th, Valentine's Day birthday, shout out to Ken Shamrock, WWE badass UFC MMA legend Ken Shamrock. Shamrock,
irony.
Yeah, Shamrock will be 53. Yes. He somebody who probably the most dangerous, snap your neck person in the world. Birthday is on Valentine's Day.
Right.
So
that's what I'm saying.
Time for the news. So announced on WWE Raw on Monday. Keisha, I've been talking about the Hall of Fame for a while. There's been speculation about people who was going in. Kurt Angle is the only name confirmed for a while. Well, the WWF has decided to confirm another name. And they have confirmed the Rock and Roll Express. There'll be a write-up on ringtimeprowrestling.com. But for those of you who don't know, the Rock and Roll Express is a old school 1980s tag team. Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson wrestled all over the Southern Territories, but most notable was their time here at WCW. Keish, is kind of weird. They inducted the Rock and Roll, and I don't separate the Rock and Roll and the Midnight Express.
Right.
That feud went everywhere. It went to Mid-South with Bill Watts. It was at WCW. It was everywhere. The Mid-Atlantic territory. Which was WCW. Those dudes carried that all over the country. AWA, they carried that. Like, they were always able to get it in. It is a classic rivalry. Probably the best tag team rivalry. Only thing I think that's competing with the Rock and Roll and the Midnight Express might be Heart Foundation versus British Bulldogs.
That's awesome.
So I see how that works. But yeah, congratulations to the Rock and Roll Express. To give you an idea who they were, Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty were the Rockers and also the Midnight Rockers. Rock and Roll Express came before them, and if you look at the style and you look at how they dress, they clearly got their style from the Rock and Roll Express.
Right.
So, and that Ricky Morton could go. And the girls loved him, especially the teeny boppers, as Flair called them. Like, the younger girls really dug him. And, man, whew, they'd be crying when Ricky Morton got his ass whooped. But also, too, that Duke sell. Hey, that to the point of that's a term in the business. Like, dog, sell like Ricky Morton.
Right.
Ricky Morton can sell, bruh. So, just some things to know about and talk about. And also, in the news, Dana Warrior signs a multi-year deal with the WWE. She will continue her work as a brand ambassador for the company. This will allow the company also to extend the licensing deal for the Ultimate Warrior as they co with different content and shows and work together in her role, and they still be able to access that warrior image and inspire people with the stories that they hear down with the about the Ultimate Warrior and fans who love the Ultimate Warrior, and so it's a good thing. So Dana Warrior has a multi-year extension with the WWE. She will do her thing at the Hall of Fame, of course, because they're gonna hand out that Warrior Award, and she has been a big part of that. So good for there. The Rock has some words for the Under Amours CEO. For those of y'all who don't know, Under Amours CEO basically said, hey, Trump is an asset to our country, and it was kind of being a little pro-Trump, and some of his athletes have gotten back at him and let him know you probably shouldn't do that, and you may be going bankrupt if you keep it up, because we're going to bounce at the end of our contracts.
Right.
Yeah, two papers. But,
I mean, what else could you expect? If he disagrees, he disagrees. Shit.
Yeah. But also, speaking of The Rock, he and the WWE have the WWE studios have greenlighted a movie that he's going to produce, and it's going to be about Paige's family.
Oh, really?
Yes. So it's going to be about Paige, and then probably her journey to the WWE and da-da-da. But yeah, now, those of you who don't know, Paige's whole family wrestles. That's how she started when she was 14. She got in the business of working at home.
Well, all right then.
Right.
I can't wait to see that, because I know I'm going to be watching.
Right. Yep. So, Paige, her brother's a professional wrestler. Her father's a professional wrestler. Her brother was a wrestler who also was at her WWE tryout, trying to get his own tryout. So, like I said, Paige debuted at like 13, and that was part of her thing. But just to show you the highlight, especially this growing UK scene, and I think the movie will do really well. So that's there. TNA has a working relationship with Pro Wrestling Noah out of Japan. They will do some shows over there, and it'll bring in some people. But TNA, I think this really works for TNA. I think they needed a partnership with somebody.
Yeah,
so,
that makes sense.
What's that? Both do good. So, try to think about leaving anything out, Keisha.
Well, the Legends of JBL series that was on the WWE Network has been discontinued. I personally am a fan of Legends of JBL, and he has tweeted posted on his Twitter account that after this, they just premiered a new episode with Stan Henson, and The next episode will be Jimmy Hart, and then after that, that actually is going to be the last episode of the series. So, hopefully one day they bring it back. But as of right now, that's just pretty much the status on that. So, I hate the fact that it's gone because I love that show. Like, I used to always look out for new episodes. And I think they only had new episodes like once a month. So,
yeah,
it was really interesting to watch. But if you haven't seen Legends of JDL, I would suggest watching it. They had some really good. It was some really. It to me was some very, very classic and good content. So, it's always available on the network. And former WWE wrestler Ricardo Rodriguez, he got shot at. Like, he posted on his Twitter account that someone had apparently shot at him. No one was hurt in the incident. He also posted a picture of, like, his truck. I guess the back window was shot out and everything. Like, you can see little holes in it. It's crazy. It's crazy. But I really don't know. Like, I don't know if he was driving or if he was at home or anything. All I know is that he was shot at. Like, who does that? People are just ridiculous these days, I swear. But that's all I got for the news. I don't think I had anything else. So.
Well, I mean, no, that is great. We will get into Smackdown, a wonderful show that comes on Tuesday nights on the USA Network. And it's also on Hulu a day afterwards. Hey, man.
Yeah, because that's how I watch it.
If you watch Raw,
all the commercials
on Hulu, and and that's the Cliff Notes Raw, like 90 minutes. Get your ass out of here.
Right.
It just rolls. Like, you don't have to do nothing else. You will be watching wrestling for like the next 7 hours. Like, it goes. Right. No, seriously, it goes Raw. Then it'll automatically roll to Smackdown. Then it'll roll to like main event or something. Then NXT. Then Total Divas is gonna play. Then something, like, it just keep rolling. I'm like, they got all the WWE content. Which Total Divas, man, I had been off of it for a while, and I started watching again. Keeps pretty good.
I actually have took it upon myself to start from the very beginning. So I am almost at the end of season 1, I believe. Yeah, I think I'm at the end. No, I take that back. I'm into season 2 now. I think I'm about a good 4, maybe 6 episodes into season 2.
Oh, wow. So you think John Cena's a dick right now, then?
Yeah, I really think he's an asshole. Well, I can't stand Summer Rae, and I never could, so there's that.
Yeah. Summer Rae was just terrible.
Yeah, I thought she was just horrific. And, well, I always thought she was horrific anyway, but, like, after seeing her on Total Divas, like, I'm like, oh, my God, I really can't stand her.
Yeah, but she kind of is a shade queen, too. Like, she kind of, plus she goes to have people back, like, yo, she's a snitch. She might get you fired.
Right, exactly. And I'm always, I'm on the fence about Natalya because there's times where I'm like, oh my God, she's cool, but there's times when I'm like, I really can't stand her either. Like,
yeah, I mean, her character on the show is kind of like they really goody two shoes her up. You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly.
Now, it's because that show, I think it starts before her and TJ get married, and it kind of goes into it that first season.
Does. Right.
And
I thought she was a little bit of an asshole about that too.
Yeah.
There were some things that were understandable, but there was a lot that was just like, okay, you're just being very fucking ridiculous. Like, I'm where I'm at now. I'm actually, 10 episodes into season 2. Okay. I'm where Bree is getting ready to get married to Daniel. So
Okay.
That's where I'm at right now. And she being Bridezilla, all over the place and shit. So that's where I'm at. But I couldn't find myself to just start all the way over.
It's a good. It's honestly, it's really interesting in like a look at the relationships backstage,
right?
And you notice like who kind of messes with each other, who hangs out, who don't hang out for real, and you learn a lot. Because through them you learn a lot about the guys, and it's like, oh wow, okay, so that's how they all kick it. Whew.
Exactly.
So, have y'all seen Cena's house?
Okay. Cena's house is plumb fucking ridiculous. Like, the indoor pool with the damn waterfall. Are you serious?
That's what I was about to hit, Keith. It ain't the indoor pool. Indoor waterfall? Who has an indoor waterfall?
Right. Exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
Like,
just thought that I was.
Yeah. No. Trust me, I made note of all of that, and how he keeps the house and how it looks on the inside, and and all that. Oh yeah, I just thought he was just a complete dick.
Yeah, as I say, you like, oh wow, he an asshole. Yeah.
Right. Cause at first you're like, oh, he's so sweet and blah blah blah, and then like you guys continue, you're like, what kind of a dude is he? Like, is he serious?
Hey, no, Nikki be also like, yo, I see myself. I want to get older than I. See, like, we'll get married. Get your ass out of here.
Right.
But like I said, keep watching, keep plugging. Keish, I think you'll enjoy it. I enjoyed it.
I already am. So this is good to me. I think it's good TV, personally. I think what sets it apart from the other reality shows that I've seen is there's drama, but it don't seem like it's fabricated. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel like too much, because I mean, what I have to remember, and this is something that I think a lot of people that watch it might not really think about, but they are entertainers. So this is what they do for a living. So, like, I don't know how much of it is, but I feel like this is where we really get to see who really, because you can tell, even watching the show, who really deals with who and who doesn't.
Yeah.
Because even though they all might be a part of the cast, like, they might not all deal with each other, like, for real.
Yeah.
Because then you're looking like, that, like, when they're all together, like, you can already, the way they take shots at each other, like, I'm like, no. Like, that, okay, she don't really fuck with her like that. She don't really deal with her. Like, you also get to, you also get to see how they interact with the guys, how that goes. Which ones are really like thoughts and which ones are just complete assholes. Like, you really get to, I like the insight. I like that it's not so much that it's just like spanning all over, to everybody. But I like the little bits of insight that you get to see backstage, like how they interact with management and how stuff is ran and how stuff goes and all that kind of stuff. So I'm glad that I started watching it. But I was like, if I'm going to watch it, I'm starting from the beginning, because I want to see the stuff that I didn't get to see in the beginning. Like, I think I watched the first half of the first season when Total Divas premiered, but I hadn't been able to keep up with it. So now that the network has, like, everything, plus it's on Hulu, I get to see all of it now. So I'm excited. I'm definitely excited about that.
Glad you're excited. So, Smackdown recap here. So, like all the wrestling shows, the history of all wrestling shows, it opens up with the promo and people talking and trying to get themselves established for the main event on Sunday.
Right.
And so Miz is at the ring, Dean Ambrose is at the ring, AJ is in the ring. Well, it starts with Miz, and then him and Daniel Bryan get into it, and then it gets personal. Then Daniel Bryan, kind of removed, got his man in there, talked to some sense to him.
Right.
And it looked good, but I don't know if it's good for them. But we'll see.
Yeah. True.
They got rid of one of the old schools who, I don't know. I'm kind of all over the place right now. Y'all excuse me. But, yeah. So they get to talking, and everybody come down. They just sat. They said, let's have a match. Fatal 4-way. Crowd up with it now. And Baron Corbin came out on top. He defeated AJ, Miz, and Dean by himself. That guy is dangerous.
Oh, but I love the push they're giving him.
Yeah, you know how
I love the push that they're giving him. I can honestly feel like they're doing him justice. You know?
No.
I love Baron Corbin.
No, I think they take care of him. I think he has all the tools in the toolbox. And you know what I like about him? He's big, but not ridiculous big.
Right.
So, that 6'5", he gonna need that pass. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he has a very distinct look to him that it sets him apart from everyone else. And it's not just because of his height, and his demeanor. His actual physical appearance is different. So I like the fact that he gets to play off of that, and he gets to exhibit that every week. They give him the chance to be Baron Corbin, you know, and I like the fact that they're taking it and they're rolling with it and pushing him to the forefront of everything. Because I've always seen Baron Corbin as a main eventer. Like, I don't really feel like he was going to just be a mid-card. And I'm glad that he is now, you know, getting to get those shots. He is now getting to get to be and play. Because, of course, we've seen The Miz and AJ and Dean. You know, we've seen all of them go through these phases. AJ's was actually faster than the others because AJ only been there a year. But he already had that push.
Right.
Baron, I feel, is getting what he deserves, you know? So I'm definitely excited for him. I was happy when he won the match, to tell the truth. It was a good match all the way around anyway. Yeah. But for him to come out on top I was ecstatic. I was like, yes, you know? Because not only does it give a sense that he could definitely win this match Sunday, but it sets him up for later.
Yeah,
because I feel like, you know, it ain't the end for him.
I think people are gonna get hurt, and it would be easy for Bear to work with various guys. But I like he's a big guy, but he can work small guys really well, and he can still work a big guy. So I like that about him. Nikki Bella and Natty continue arguing. Apollo Crews defeats Dolph Ziggler. Good job.
Wait.
Huh?
I want to go back real quick because I knew I had made a little bullet point about that, about Nikki and Natalya. Did Natty look like she had on way too much makeup to you? Because to me, she looked like a Barbie doll, and not in a good way. Like she she looked as if somebody took a whole nother, like, face and just plastered it onto her head. Like, I was like, oh, God, Maddie, whoever did your makeup just put way too much makeup on you. Like, she had on way too much makeup. I'm sorry. That I know I'm giving, like, a female point, but I'm just saying. Like, I was like, oh, my God. She looks fake. Like, I was like, ma'am, you look like you have been dubbed in plastic. I'm going to really need for you not to have on that much makeup. So, it's bad enough that this whole heel thing she's doing is annoying. But, man, that level of makeup should never be worn on a person, period. Like, it was horrific. I'm sorry. We'll continue. I had to throw that out there, though. 'Cause, oh, my Jesus. It was... Ugh. Okay, so Apollo Crews defeats Dolph Ziggler. What's up with Dolph? I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I love heel Dolph. I think it's awesome. I just don't think they're doing him justice. The little feud he has with Apollo Crews is I don't know. I don't think it's doing anything for either one of them. I feel like there could be more done with Apollo and Dolph, but I don't think it's going to get done with them working together, you know? So, I don't know. That's my personal opinion. I just don't see it being beneficial for either one of them for them to have this feud against each other. Like, if they had it against other people, or if they have feuds against other people, or, you know, I don't know. You know. But this whole Kalisto, Apollo, Dolph thing is kind of weird. So, but I like what they're doing with Dolph Ziggler. I do. And I always going to love and appreciate heel Dolph, because I think he's awesome. What was after that match? What happened? Was it the contract signing? I hope not. I think it was. I think the contract signing was after that match. And that was weird. That was ridiculous. You had 4 women in a ring, and you really thought that nothing was going to happen.
Yeah, no, for some reason, here's the thing. You know how I feel about the contract signing. I think it's the most overblown thing that they've ever done. And I think they have... I liked it when there was only like 3 contract signings ever on TV. Right. I think you have to take that off for a while. For all people. And come back to it and revisit it later. But you gotta stop doing it, man.
All of them.
Because it's all the same thing. And then guess what? It always is the same way. They go, they sad, and then they fight.
Right.
Stupid.
Exactly. I ain't gonna lie. That kick Naomi did to Alexa Bliss's face, that was awesome. I was all for that. I rewinded that like about 10 times. Like, I was like, man, she kicked the shit out of her. But yeah. Nonetheless, you're right. The number of contract signings definitely needs to decrease to 0. It's because of the simple fact that it's just way overdone. Like, we have a contract signing like every month, and it's like, okay, no, you know, these aren't pay-per-views that you could just throw up every 2 weeks. These aren't special events that everybody will love every time they see them. Actually, now it's just to a point where it's so sickening. It doesn't happen so much, it's sickening. And every time they talk about having a contract signing, I just kind of be like, oh my God, why? Like, I can't. Like, now I don't even like them, you know? Like, because they were really never a thing at one point. They really were never a thing. They happen every blue moon, and when I mean every blue moon, I mean like you might see one like every 2 or 3 years. Like now it's like every other week. Yeah, they got this contract signing for this match. Like, why? We know they signed a contract. We know they've been did that. Like, why do we need to have this televised to where the same thing is going to happen?
They under contract for the company, so they just got to do the matches that exist.
We already know this happened. Like, come on, man. Like, we already understand what is entailed for wrestlers. So why even do all of this? I think, and it's funny because I've always like, okay, what exactly are they putting on these pieces of paper that they have out there for them to sign? Like,
absolutely nothing.
Like, yeah,
it's just this is a big
word,
whatever the brand is. So if it's Raw, it say Raw, and it got like a few words underneath. It is just a spot where you sign. Most of it's a blank piece of paper. I've seen it before.
Right. So it's like, what's the point? For real? Like, what is the point? I don't have time for it. I really don't. The segment was all over the place, but I'm glad that they made Naomi look as strong as she did. I love that woman. I really do. But anyway, so we'll continue on. I don't know what happened after that. Was it the main event? Did we get to the main?
We had like 22 people in a tag match. The Ascension, the Vaudevillians and the Usos beat American Alpha, Breezango, and Heath and Rhino in the 12-man tag team. Because this is a setup before tag team turmoil at the pay-per-view.
Right.
And the heel team won. Let's just put it out there. And you saw another epic match from Randy Orton and John Cena, who we all thought would never go wrestle each other again.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
And the Wyatt family is still in full-on combustible mode, so there's that too. But
I love it though. I like this little thing they got going on with the Wyatt family. I think it's good. I think it's a good thing. It keeps them on TV and stuff, you know. I think they're doing them good right now.
I think we're finally going to add a turn where they're finally going to give Bray the shot that we all been waiting on him to get. Or they may take it from under him and break all of our hearts again. But we'll see.
Right. We'll find out what happens sooner than later.
Yeah.
So.
But, Elimination Chamber, Keish. One of the most dangerous concoctions in the history of professional wrestling. One
of the most incredible things that have ever been created in professional wrestling.
Steel cage, surrounded by a lot of steel. I mean, right? So it's all around the top, the middle, and everything. And the ceilings are high. But other than that, that's all you got. But it's a nice circular pod. But here's the thing. You know how with Hell in a Cell, they've got the ring on the outside, but it's enough where, like, if you fell outside the ring, y'all can fight outside the ring or whatever. There's no real outside the ring here because they got platforms in between the two gates. Right?
Right.
So, you know.
It's the rings. The ring is encased with the structure.
Right.
So you can't get under the ring at all.
No.
But
no.
You can't get under the ring at all. And if you get slammed outside of the ring ropes, all you're hitting is steel. There is no floor. All you're gonna hit is steel. It is unforgiving. And it is definitely especially with the glass for the pods, it's dangerous in there. But man, I think that's one of the best creations I've ever seen for a match. Like,
you know who created it?
Wasn't it Eric Bischoff?
He introduced it. The actual backstage creative goes to Triple H.
Triple H created the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
Wasn't Triple H in like 3 of these or something like that? Let me find out. I know he's been in multiple ones. I think he's been in like 3 of these at least. So I know he's been in countless Hell in Cells, but because there's one in particular that I watched. It was him, Jericho. Let me see. Him, Jericho, RVD, Booker T, Shawn Michaels, and Kane. Yeah, I think that was everybody that was in that one. And I thought that one was just greatness.
There have been 19 Elimination Chamber matches since 2002. That's because, of course, pay-per-views like this one, that automatically you have the pay-per-view, which also kills the whole element of surprise, because I like seeing the guy, you know, he been training, working hard, Bruce Lee, and they come to him and be like, look, man, we can't do this thing. It's cost too much money.
Right.
I don't know if people start calling in or what. Donations finally started to flow again, but yeah. So that's that. Like I said, 19 times this has happened. This thing weighs about 10 tons. So that's about 7 or 6 elephants. Is a powerful, powerful machine, right? And it's a powerful structure. And it's a dangerous structure. The first ever Elimination Chamber was won by a returning Shawn Michaels after being out with a back injury in 2002. But yeah, I love the Chamber. I think the level of physicality just went up because I think we can't. Nobody wants to watch John Cena, so that's later. We just breaking down the card, and we just talking about Elimination Chamber. So, with that brief history lesson, I will go ahead. So Mojo and Kurt Hawkins will have a pre-show match. More likely, Mojo is going to be hyped up on coke and win. Sorry, retraction. He's not going to be. I do not know if that man does coke. Okay.
He gonna be drug tested like next week. They're gonna be like, Mojo, we need you to go on and pee in this cup. Thank you. Like, what the hell? Yeah, I know he did that, this, that, and third. Okay, so randomness, but Triple H has won 4 of these. You said it has been 19 since 2002 when it was created. Let's see. Yeah, I think he has been in the most, and he has won the most.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes sense. 19 overall, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Okay. All right, we can continue.
Okay. So Apollo Crews and Kalisto are scheduled for a 2-on-1 handicap match against Dolph Ziggler. When did Dolph become Andre the Giant?
Right. Yeah, that match was set up. That match was set up by our good general manager, Daniel Bryan. And I was like, okay, so Dolph Ziggler is going to face Apollo and Kalisto by themselves.
Yeah.
This is going to be not that interesting, but we'll see how this goes. Like, I don't know. I don't even know what to say about it.
Right.
So.
Well, like I said, we're going to keep going down the card. So, Cruz or Kalisto, I don't know what that match is. I'm just going to say that they win just because I hope nothing else is happening out there.
Right.
Nikki Bella versus... Okay, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Nikki Bella takes on Natalya, Keish. What you got? Who you got? Why you got him?
I got Nikki. I think Nikki Bella has been looking solid since she's gotten back. I haven't seen any too much rare on her. I think she looks great. Personally, I just want her to beat the shit out of Natalya one good time. So it's not that I don't like Natty or anything, but I think it makes a good TV. So why not? But yeah, I got Nikki for this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going with Nikki. And the reason I'm going with Nikki, like you said, you can tell she's been training really hard and she's really put in a lot of work. And just watching her and watching the things she's done, I think this is a good relaunch to her for the East Coast to really see her in that marketplace or whatever. So yeah, I'm going Nikki. Team Nikki. Okay. Luke Harper versus Randy Orton, Keish. Now this is big. Randy Orton is the Royal Rumble winner. As far as I know, no titles have been put on the line.
Right.
But what do you do if you win? What do you do?
I know that. I know. Let's be honest about this situation. Randy Orton is going to win.
Are you sure about that, though? I mean, I can see Harper win it and just throw a monkey wrench at everything.
Hey, he could, and I really personally don't know. If I could see it that way, but yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it happened.
Right.
The truth. This feud, what's going on between Randy and Harper right now is very intriguing,
right?
To say the least. So I don't see it being an end, to this anytime soon. Because what's not to say that this can go into WrestleMania?
Well, no, this fully goes to WrestleMania. There's going to be something in WrestleMania that has to do with Harper, Orton, and Bray Wyatt, right?
Right.
So understand
right.
that's we're here for this, and they may cost Randy the title, but everybody's going to be involved. But something's going to happen. But I don't know.
But yeah, that's. Harper and Orton, it's funny because I actually was very skeptical about their match against each other on SmackDown.
Yeah.
I was very skeptical of them putting them two against each other, period. But
right.
Now that I've seen it actually happen, I'm impressed. And I actually think that this is actually a good feud between the two. So, I think this is one of the matches that I'm actually prepared to watch and see.
Right.
But we know it's going to be on the main event because you have the Royal Rumble winner in it. So, of course, they're not going to push this on.
No pre-show for you.
Yeah.
I would say I think that the way the structure is, Randy Orton will win because they probably want him on that's the last high note he's going to be on for WrestleMania, right?
Right.
Alexa Bliss will defend the SmackDown Women's Championship against Naomi. From from my observation, Alexa Bliss ain't losing. Not this early in her reign. Like it all have to fall apart. You know what I mean?
But why it gotta be at Naomi's expense? Like, I love Naomi, man. I'm biased. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I
here's
love
the thing.
Naomi to death.
We never had anybody hot before or after to replace her, so.
Right, like, why it had to be at her expense? Like, I'm not for this. I'm not, but, I mean, I guess, you know, I ain't got a choice in the matter, so, God. I know, I have that feeling, and I know that Alexa Bliss is going to win. Like, there's just no denying it. Like, I hate it, but I don't think they're going to allow Naomi the title yet. Yet. I use the word yet because I have a whole heap of optimism towards that situation. But, man, not Naomi, man. Anybody else but her. Like it's like, no. Like, anybody else but her, man. Not Naomi. Come on. I'm feeling the glow. I don't know about you, but I feel the glow every week. Come on, man.
I'm going to say Alexa Bliss retains on the sole purpose of it's too early, man. It's too early. It's the first damn screenshot and turn. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, this is easy. Becky Lynch takes on Mickey Thicky James.
You got issues, Keith. You do.
My issues got issues. I am disturbed.
I'm just not dealing with you. Not today. You know what? I don't know, but I think that they're going to make Mickey look good and give her this W. I'm just saying.
More stuff to troubleshoot.
So, you said what now?
Yeah. I'm gonna go with. I have to. Let's go with staying Mickey James win. Why? Because I think that's the more dynamic storyline. If she wins, Raw is scrambling.
Right.
But, you know, so that's that. All right. American Alpha Tag Team Turmoil will defend the belts against Heath Slater, Rhino, Breeze Dango, the Usos, the Ascension, and the Vaudevillians. Which team you think has the upper hand, Keisha?
American Alpha. I mean, I'm just going to put it simply, American Alpha.
Yeah, I don't see them losing the belts.
No, not yet.
Yeah,
I mean, we know it's going to happen eventually, but no, not
too
yet.
soon. This is like this because it's like this. There was like 2 out of 3 years that didn't work out. So yeah, this is good. It's a start. You gotta get the skills positioning, the line. Oh boy, it'll be a lot of work and a lot of other competing interests. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that was like crazy. I mean, at the time I didn't know better, but now, you know what I mean? You couldn't dare get me to do some of that stuff. But yeah, I thought American Alpha won that match as soon as they docked the boat. They need a whole lot of help. Didn't. That's a fair assessment. So with that leaves the 5-man weave here. Me, Mr. Cena, AJ Styles, The Miz, Baron Corbin, and Bray Wyatt, and Dean Ambrose. What guy?
Elimination Chamber.
2 guys will start off in the ring. The rest will be released by pod after a few minutes, and it goes on like that.
Now,
Yes.
I know you're not going to ask who I got. Come on, Keith. Come on now. Let's be honest about this situation here.
Go for it.
Let's be real. Okay?
Ask me.
Cena ain't losing this title. Like, I'm not even finna sit here and act as if this belt is finna come off Cena's waist right now. They're gonna drag out this 16th time reign. He's going to WrestleMania the champ. I mean, unless he gets hurt, because of course we both know that it is a possibility, but hopefully not, because the last thing you want to see is anybody get injured. So I'm praying that doesn't happen. But unless he gets hurt, he ain't losing this match. He's not. Now, I could be wrong as shit right now. I could be. But I just feel in my heart, gut, and everything else that he's not going to lose. Like, they're not going to take the belt away from him. They ain't. So, I really, it goes along the same lines to me of American Alpha and Alexa Bliss right now. It's too soon. Like, he literally just won the belt. What, all of like almost 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
He's not losing that title. He just made history 2 weeks ago. He's not losing that title. That ain't happening. So we will see Cena be victorious in this Elimination Chamber match. Most definitely. As a matter of fact, I want to say, is this his first? No, it's not. It's not his first. Never mind. Nope. Let me stop lying. Because I sure was finna tell one. A big one, too. No. How many has he been in? Let's see. 3, 4. Wait a minute. I gotta go back and watch that one, because 5. This is fifth. This is his fifth. So, yeah.
You know how to manage that. You know how to manage that.
So, yeah. It's funny. I had to go back and look again, but the person that has had the most appearances and eliminations is Chris Jericho.
Yes. The 61-minute marathon man from the Royal Rumble, Chris Jericho.
Yes.
The greatest utility Swiss Army knife in like the arsenal. You always got something for him.
He's won 1. He's been in 8. He's eliminated 10 people. He's awesome. Like,
here's the thing. Like I said, Cena not coming off that belt.
No, that's not happening.
I think the Wyatts will bring all their dysfunction to him and then see what happens.
Right.
So,
but
yeah, it's gonna be interesting. With that, you got anything else that we need to cover?
No, that's it for me. I personally am. I think this is going to be a good pay-per-view. Like, overall, I'm not disappointed.
Right.
I actually, and I'm going to say this because I think this is just how I feel. I really feel like, maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm going out on a limb here. I could be reaching, but I really feel like if they really wanted to play up Smackdown, like competed against Raw and like making history and, you know, all of that, as far as the women's division goes, they could have put together a women's division, a Elimination Chamber match for the women. But then I was like, nah, that might be a little much. Like, I'm not saying they can't handle it. All I'm saying is that might be a little much. Like, like I don't know if we're ready for that yet. Like,
you gotta let that one kind of go with somebody for a while, and then let them chill it out with it.
Right. Like, nah, no. Because I could sit here and argue about it and fight for it and all of that, but I'm not, because I think about it and I'm just kind of like, nah. Right. Because, you know, me as a woman, I'm not taking no body slams on no steel. Like, that ain't... like, I'm not going to sit here and encourage it. But now, it's one thing getting hit with chairs and going through tables and, you know, all that kind of stuff. That's one thing. But when you're talking about that kind of environment, nah.
Right.
Nah. And to me, ain't even nothing to talk about. Like, I'm like, no. Like, I'm good.
But
because I know grown men that will be like, nope.
Right. So I'm just going back over the card real quick. So we got Cruz winning, Nikki Bella winning, Randy Orton winning, Alexa Bliss winning, Becky or Mickey? I don't know which one I picked.
Mickey. You picked Mickey.
Okay.
Yeah, that was your pick.
Okay. Mickey. Pick Mickey. We'll stay with that. American Alpha, staying with that. And John Cena. So, yeah, that's the card. We knocked out everything, Keish. And with this being said, we will be back next week to recap all of this mess and, you know, sort it out. Look through this Hall of Fame, make sure somebody else is inaugurated or somebody is inaugurated is, you know, qualified.
So, is that it for us? Right here. You sure? You know me, I gotta always throw in extra. You sure that's it for us? We're done? We can't be done. This can't be over. No. Okay, I'm done.
Okay. They've said we'll be back next week. Check us out on iHeartRadio, Stitcher, wherever fine podcasts that come to you are sold. And with that, I'm going to say peace in the Middle East.
Bye.